Hi, welcome to my second channel and I hope you are well. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about your ADI Part 2 test, which is your driving ability. So ADI Part 2 test, it's a driving test for you to become a driving instructor. You will be tested on, do you know how to drive the car safely? Are you safe on the road? Do you understand your responsibility? Can you drive on the road sharing with others? So these are the things you will be tested on. And as long as you drive safely, you will pass your test. Now, for you to become a driving instructor, we all know that you know how to drive the car. Because if you can't, obviously, you can't even apply to become a driving instructor. So we know you can drive the car. So the question is, how do I pass to become a driving instructor? How do I pass this driving test to become a driving instructor? So you go and you practice, have few lessons with a driving instructor maybe, or with friend, or you just go out yourself. You just practice making sure you're safe on the road. You go and you pass. So you've done your ADI Part 2. But my question is, why are you going to your ADI Part 2 test? Why is it? Is it just because you are trying to prove that you can't drive safely on the road? Obviously, that is the reason why. Because the examiner is going to be looking at your driving, and as long as you're safe on the road, and as long as you give them what they're looking for, you will pass. But my question to you is that the reason why you are passing the test? Why is it that you are going to your ADI Part 2? Why? Why is it that you want to pass? What's the reason? I want to make it easy for you to pass, and also why are you passing? So that your next step, you are preparing yourself for the next step. So ask the question, why are you going to your ADI Part 2 test? And what are you trying to achieve at the end? What is your plan? What is your end game? If you pass this ADI Part 2, what are you trying to achieve? Ask the question, because I just want to get it in your mind. I want to prepare you mentally, not just physically. You go and you practice on your driving for you to do your ADI Part 2. That is the physical side you are preparing for you to pass. But what is the mental side? Why are you going? I want you to understand. I want you to ask the question to yourself is, why am I going to my ADI Part 2 test? What is it that I am trying to achieve at the end? If I pass, what is it going to be? What is it going to give me? What is my benefit? Remember, you are going to your ADI Part 2 test. One is to show the examiner that you could drive the car on the road safely without any problem. You know how to drive the car safely on the road, and you know how to drive the car sharing with others on the road. You know your responsibility, you know what is the priority, and that is what you are demonstrating to the examiner. You can, and if you do, you will pass. So we know that's part one. Part two is you are becoming a driving instructor, which means your driving will reflect how you teach after you become a driving instructor. Meaning, we know there are three tests. You've done your theory, this is your part two, and also you have part three, which is the teaching. And the teaching side is going to depend on how you drive on ADI Part 2. And that's the answer I want you to understand. When you ask the question, why am I learning? Why am I going to ADI Part 2? The reason is because I want to become a driving instructor. That is the end game. And for me to become a driving instructor, I will be teaching learners to learn to drive. And for me to teach, I need to make sure my driving is okay. My driving is up to the standard, the way I'm going to be teaching. That is the plan. That is the end game. So you're not just going to the test because you want to pass. You are going because you know how to drive the car exactly the way you would pass the message on, the way you would teach others to learn. That is what I wanted to prepare your mind when you go and practice for your ADI Part 2. Because many times, if you look at the comments on my channel and all other channels who are trying to become a driving instructor, and if you talk with others, and if you talk to those who are planning to become a driving instructor, they only talk about the driving side when they talk about the ADI Part 2. How am I going to pass? Which lane do I need to be? Can I leave the clutch down? What is coasting? Which mirrors do I check? How many minor faults? If I don't look at the mirror, does that mean I fail? What if I go above the speed little bit? Does that mean I fail? These are the questions they ask. Is because they just want to pass. But remember, you should be asking, why am I going to ADA Part 2? Soon as you ask that question, your mental side becomes different. You will think differently. Then you will think in every situation, what is the right way to drive? Because you know I have to be teaching those things. So how do I move off? How do I stop? When I go to the roundabout, how do I deal with roundabouts? Which lane do I need? When do I signal? Do I know the priority on roundabouts? Do I understand the priority on crossroads? Because if I don't understand, how am I going to explain to my learners? So I want you to practice in every situation. Go out, practice yourself, and practice in every situation the way you should be driving and the way you will be teaching. Always think mentally that, do I understand this subject fully? Will I be able to explain this to others for me to teach? Because unless you fully understand, it will be difficult for you to explain with others, to others. Remember, you will have to give a brief, you'll have to explain your learners the subject before you teach, and then you have to go and teach. Unless you understand fully, just because you could drive the car safely doesn't mean that you understand the subject fully. You need to understand the subject. Do you understand crossroads? Do you know how to explain the crossroads? You need to make lesson plans before you go to your ADI Part 3, which is the teaching side. But that's another lesson which I will explain more in the future lessons. But today we're talking about ADI Part 2. So I'm going to go and drive now, and I'm just going to give you some examples so that you know what you should be doing, what you should be practicing. Because for you to become a driving instructor, passing the driving test is not enough for you to become a driving instructor. Passing the driving and the driving test is just proving that you could drive safely. But can you pass the message on? Can you explain the subjects to others? Because that's what you'll be doing when you become a driving instructor. So we're going to go now and drive, and I'm going to give you some examples of what you should be doing. I just want you to go and practice yourself and talk on every subject, on everything, so that you understand, so then you know how to explain to others, so that you could teach learners to learn and to pass. Okay, so let's go and do some driving. Now here I will be moving. Becoming a driving instructor, moving off and stopping is one of the most important things you will be teaching. So think about how you're going to move off from here. So what's the first thing you're going to do? Think when you are practicing for your ADA Part 2. I need to move off from here. So what's the first thing I'm going to do? Because that's what the first thing I'm going to be teaching my learners. So how am I going to move off? I need to start the car first. What car am I driving? How do I start this car? Clutch down, press the button to start the car. So now the car is started. Clutch up and done. Okay, this is a manual car. So now we've started the car. How are we going to move off? Think how you're going to move off. Think in details. That way you become good, and also it will be easier for you to teach after you become a driving instructor. So put the clutch down, go to first gear. Look around, look at the blind spot. Signal right. Look at the blind spot. There's no one coming. And as I move, again blind spot. Okay. Done. Mirror, second gear. I'm going to go right at the end. Mirror, mirror, signal right. It's a closed junction. I can't see anything. So I'm going to go and stop here. First gear. I'm going to edge. There's no one coming now. And I go to my side. Mirror, second gear. The road is narrow. Parked cars on both sides. I need to position in the middle. And I'm looking at, there's a car coming. What am I going to do? Okay. I'm going to go slowly, and I'm going to go and stop here. There's a learner. I'll stop here. Okay, they're waiting for us. We're going to go mirror, mirror. We were preparing to stop, but they waited for us. What do? Take the advantage. And that's what you should be doing, and that's how you're going to teach your learners. At the end, we'll go right. That was meeting situation, by the way. Do you understand meeting? Who's got the priority? Do you understand fully? Mirror, mirror. Going to go right. Meeting traffic is one of also another important lesson you'll be teaching. If you don't understand, you're not going to be able to explain this subject. Mirror, again here, there could be meeting situation. I need to be in the middle, giving them door space, give them door space. Road is really narrow. I need to position here. If there's a car coming, what am I going to do? Do I understand that? At the end, we'll go right. Mirror, mirror, we'll go right. Signal about here. Do you know when to signal? Because if you don't, how are you going to teach your learners? Like I said, I want you to go and practice for your ADA part 2 and practice and try to get in details, learn the details, how you are driving. Because that way, not only you're going to pass flying colors, you'll also prepare yourself, your mind, to become a driving instructor. Because that is your ultimate goal, isn't it? What you are trying to achieve at the end is to become a driving instructor. There's a car here. There's a road on my left and on my right. Is anyone coming? Who's got the priority here? What if they did come? Do I need to stop? Next road, I'm going to go right. There's a learner, mirror, mirror. Signal where? Around here, signal right. Yeah? Okay, I need to be positioned towards my side around here. And go to second gear, look into the road, look ahead, and go to my side of the road without cutting corners. Cutting corners meaning the road that you're going in, are you cutting corners? Okay, we're going to go in here. Okay, first gear, mirror, mirror, and we go straight. Mirror, second gear. Position should be well to this side. Look ahead. What is the speed here? Think about it. Think the road that you're driving. Do you know the speed of the road? Are you speeding? Are you driving too slow? You could fail for speeding as well as you will fail for going too slow. So make sure you know the speed of the road. Make sure you understand. Keep the distance from the car in front. I'm going to go left here. Mirror, mirror. Signal left. Okay, so we're in second gear. Look into the road. Anyone coming? Good. Mirror. Speed up a bit. Going to stop somewhere safe on the left. Mirror, mirror. Signal left. Cover the brake and the clutch. Put the clutch down and stop. Handbrake on. Neutral. Rest my feet. Signal off. Yeah? So handbrake, neutral, signal off, rest my feet. Okay? So make sure you know in details. Try to think the details of every subject. How did you move the car? How did we stop? How did you go left? How did you go right? When did you put the signal on? How did we deal with the meeting situation if there's somebody coming? Do you understand meeting situation? When there is parked cars on both sides, when there is no space for two cars, who has the priority? You as a driving instructor, you need to know all this. Just go on passing the test, your ADI part 2 is not enough for you to become a driving instructor. So before you pass, I want you to go and practice and think that you are becoming a driving instructor. After you pass your ADI part 2, you're going to be going for ADI part 3. And once you pass that, you become a driving instructor. You're on your own. Do you know how to teach now? So for you to pass your ADI part 2, I don't want you to just go and practice on driving and think just driving and pass. I want you to think that you are becoming a driving instructor. Think of every subject in details so that you fully understand the subject, so then you know how to explain the subject. Okay, going to move off again. So what do we do? Clutch down, first gear, set the gas, look around, blind spot, signal, blind spot, and I move. Mirror, second gear, signal off. Okay, what can I see? I'm looking far ahead. I could see a Mini White car. What are they trying to do? Okay, they're reversing. I'm going to stop here, see what they do. Mirror, mirror. And they're stopping on the other side. Mirror, second gear. There's a car coming. What am I going to do? Wait here. Okay. Mirror, mirror. They did flash. What does that mean? Can I flash? If somebody else gives you a flash, gives the headlight, what does that mean? Do you understand that? Are you allowed to flash? Do you understand that? It's very important, these things. These little things is really important for you to fully understand. So then when you go to your test, you pass and you have the information to become a driving instructor. We're going to go right. We're going to go right at the end. Okay. So that was a meeting situation, and we were waiting for the car oncoming traffic. As we were trying to, they waited for us and they flashed their headlight. What does that mean? Very busy here. Okay. Now this road was very busy and they allowed me to go. Both stopped. What did I do? I took the advantage. Same over there. They stopped and they flashed the headlight. They're telling you they're there. Make sure if it's safe for you to go. So make sure you understand, learn about flashing headlights. You're not allowed to do it, but if somebody else do it, what does that mean? What do I do? How do I deal with that? Okay, try to learn. Like I said, you becoming a driving instructor, it will be your responsibility, it will be your job to teach others what is the meaning of the flashing headlight. Here, roundabout, first left. So mirror, mirror. We're not going to signal now because there's a road here. We would have, but because of that road, we're not going to signal now. We're going to wait until we pass this road. We're going to look on our right because it's a roundabout. We're going to look on our right. And we're going to signal here. Mirror, mirror, signal, look on our right. Okay, and we're going to stop here. Now we're going to go. The gap is there. Okay, signal off before this road. This mini roundabout coming up, we're going to go first left. Mirror, mirror, and signal around here. Mirror, mirror, signal. It's already there. Slow down, look on my right. It's already second gear. Look on my right. Are they coming? No. They're going the other way. I need to go to my side of the road. Sharp bend. Make sure you know your position on the right bend and on left bend. Do you know the position it should be? On a left bend, right bend. On a left bend, be in the middle of your lane. On a right bend, be well to the left. Okay. Looking at the mirror every now and again. What is the speed here? This one uphill. Think of your gear. We're going to go straight on. For us to go straight, look on the road markings and know which lane you need. Here you got 3 lanes. Which lane do we need? I need the middle lane. How do I know? That's the road marking is telling me. Am I reading the road? Because here, on your test, the examiner, if they don't say anything, if they don't give you the direction, it means you are following the road. And if they don't say anything, as you follow the road, normal situation, you will always be driving on the left lane because that is the normal driving lane. But the exception is if the road marking tells you otherwise, you'll have to follow that. In this case, the left lane is not going straight. So what do? I need to see which lane is going straight, which is the middle. I need to use that lane. In the test, I need to look at the road markings and know which lane I need to go straight. If I go to that lane and go straight, I will fail my test for that. Why? Because that lane is not going straight. According to the road marking, it's going only left. So I had to look at the road markings and be in this lane. Now we know there's a bus lane here, bus lane. So we can't go to that lane. It's a bus lane. A solid line, what does that mean? We cannot enter that lane, meaning that's a bus lane. Okay, mirror, mirror. Just making sure there's nobody there. What's the speed here? 40. So am I reading the road? Speed here is 40. Now I'm doing 35 because the car in front is not going 40. So I'll be driving here. They're going on the left now. So hopefully car in front now, what are they going to do? That's 40. Perfect. Road markings. What does that mean? What does this road marking means? In your own time, read, understand the road markings, understand the road signs. Not only you are preparing for ADI Part 2, you are actually preparing yourself to become a driving instructor. That is your ultimate goal. That is the game. That is what you are trying to achieve at the end, okay? So the message I'm trying to give you in this video is not to just prepare yourself to pass the test. You are preparing to pass the test as well as become a driving instructor, which means when you go and drive and practice for your ADI Part 2, think in details. Try to understand in details the subjects, so then you know how to explain those subjects, how to teach those subjects. Roundabout coming up, 2 roundabouts coming up. Both of them, we're going to go straight ahead, second exit. Both straight ahead, second exit. Okay. Speed coming up, can you see? Still 30. So 30 now, it was 40, now it's 30. Look on my right. Look on my right. There's no one coming. Which lane? Left lane. Mirror, mirror. Signal left. Okay, so that's one. Remember, both of them straight. Here, I'm going to take the signal off. This roundabout, we're going to go straight against second exit, which means slow the car. Slow the car. Look on my right. There's no one coming. Left lane. Mirror, mirror. Left lane. Mirror, mirror. And signal left here. Done. Mirror, signal off. Did you get that? Mirror, third gear. What's the speed here? Do you know? Roundabout coming up. First exit, left. Mirror, mirror. Signal left. Look on my right. Slow down. Slow down. Look on my right. Look ahead. There's a bend here. Make sure I know where the road is going. Look on my right again. Look on my right. Look ahead. No one coming. Keep signaling left. If it goes off, make sure you put it back on again. Sometimes signal will go off. You need to put it back on again. Mirror. It's good. What's your speed now? 30. Traffic light coming up is green. So talk on every situation as you're driving. So then you become not only a good driver, but also you know the theory, you know the subject in details. That way you will know how to teach. You will know how to pass the message on to others to teach. I'm slowing down here. Did I look at the mirror before slowing down? Make sure you do, because that's what you'll be doing when you're teaching. Before slowing down, what do? Look at the top mirror before slowing down. Why? There could be car behind. I need to do it, so then I need to teach others to do it when I become a driving instructor. If I don't do it, if I don't know, if I don't have the habit, how am I going to teach? Speed here is 30. Traffic light is green. Okay. Next traffic light is red. Mirror. Car in front is braking. So I'm braking. I'm braking. It's green now, but it could change. Okay. Keep the distance from the car in front. Okay. Okay. This car wants to go left, so keep the distance. They might slow down. They want to go left, yeah. They signaled quite early actually, because it seems they were going to go into that shopping over there, those shops over there. So make sure you know when to signal. Signaling too early could mislead people. This car was signaling a bit too early. It seems they were going to that shopping corner, where the shops were. Okay, the car in front was braking, mirror, again before giving gas. So my message to you is, before you go to your ADI part 2, go and practice, but change the thinking, how you are thinking. Don't just prepare, don't just go and practice on driving. Practice on driving by thinking you are becoming a driving instructor. So in details you are thinking. You are thinking on every situation, every subject, how to do it, how you should be driving, how you should be practicing. That way, like I said, your end goal is for you to become a driving instructor. Okay, it's green. Good. Mirror. Keep going. So that is the main aim of this video, is to give you a mental picture. Why are you going to your ADI Part 2 test? I don't want you to just go there to pass your driving test. Obviously, if you don't, you can't become a driving instructor. So that's the reason why you are going. But I want you to go because you are becoming a driving instructor. That is your ultimate goal. So then, if you think like that, it will help you to think in details in every situation, in every subject. In every subject. That is the message I'm trying to give you in this video, is your end goal is to become a driving instructor. I hope this video helps. I really wish you all the best for you to pass your ADA Part 2 and Part 3 and become a good driving instructor. Remember, when you become a driving instructor, people come to you because you have a knowledge they don't. You have something which they need help from. And it is an honor to be in that situation, to be in that position. Imagine you have a knowledge they don't. They come to you for help. When I was becoming a driving instructor, just the thought of that was giving me motivation, was inspiring me. Just to know that I will have a knowledge at the end which many will come to get help from. You know, many, I mean, they could be anybody. They could be doctors, lawyers, solicitors, but they don't know how to drive the car. They come to you for help. They're doctors, but they don't know how to drive. So they come to you for help. Imagine the position you are in when you become a driving instructor. I mean, such an honor. I mean, just the thought of that I'm going to become a driving instructor and I'm going to have a knowledge which many won't have, and many will come to me for my knowledge, and they could be anybody, you know. And just the thought is to motivate me, is to inspire me to become a driving instructor. So think of your driving and refine your driving. Think of the details in driving. Anyway, I hope the video helps. If it does, please do give a thumbs up. Please do make a comment what you think of the video. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. And hope to see you again on the next video. Bye for now.